From the High Definition Educational Broadcast Center at Bergen Community College's main campus in Paramus, this is Studio Bergen. Hi everyone, I'm Larry Levanka, and welcome to this month's edition of Studio Bergen, your connection to the state's largest community college. We begin this month with a 6 a.m. phone call that came from the White House. Needless to say, we didn't only answer it, we were thrilled with the news. Bergen will lead a consortium of 12 two-year colleges, more than 20 employers, and 10 workforce investment boards in administrating a $15 million job training grant to create a regional healthcare career pathways system. The consortium expects to serve more than 2,000 participants, including veterans and the unemployed, by providing training for healthcare jobs such as home health aides, pharmacy technicians, and billing and coding specialists. Of the 71 grantees selected for the $450 million in Trade Adjustment Assistance, Community College, and Career Training grants, the Bergen-led group received the fourth highest award. As the region's leader in healthcare education, and on the heels of the news about the grant, Bergen officials cut the ribbon on the newest health professions program, Paramedic Science, October 7th. The program, the first of any discipline, available exclusively at Bergen Community College at the Meadowlands, will allow current EMTs to take the next step in their careers toward becoming paramedics. The inaugural group of students began class in September and will complete the program in 1 year, entering a job market projected by the U.S. Department of Labor to grow much faster than the average for all occupations, a fact celebrated by Dean of the Division of Health Professions, Dr. Susan Barnard.
This is a workforce development model where they have to bring all of their credits, 26 credits, to the table, and then they do the program in a year, the concentrated portion, and then they finish with an Associate of Applied Science. The only academically based program in the state of New Jersey, and also receiving a waiver from the State Health Department, is the only program that is non-hospital sponsored. So we've hit a lot of milestones with this.
The facility unveiled at the ceremonial ribbon cutting includes a simulated residential apartment, an emergency department receiving area, and an ambulance optimized for classroom instruction. Paramedic Science Program Director and faculty member Jennifer McCarthy, a 22-year veteran of the profession, will lead that instruction. She is the subject in this month's Faculty Focus.
Watching the students progress, the students' learning has been phenomenal, and I know it's based on the foundation of their general education coursework that they're bringing forward. Topics in the past that would take me many hours to progress through are taking a shorter period of time. They're practicing skills every day they're on campus. They are learning in the morning cognitively, and then they're practicing from a kinesthetic psychomotor point of view in the afternoon. And that's allowing them to transgress very rapidly, move through that curriculum, and it's really something special to watch.
For McCarthy, who began teaching at Union County College in 2001, unexpectedly coinciding with the events of September 11th, said teaching can do the most good.
There's two things. First is the moment in time where I realized I could see the spark go off, the light bulb click on forever in a student's eye. And there was something so fulfilling about that. And at the same time, simultaneously, I was seeing in the back of the ambulance that moment where a patient looks up, a family member looks up and says, "Thank you." And teaching really gives me an outlet to keep those two sparks alive. I can see 1,000 patients a year, but if each one of my students, my graduates, see 1,000, that message transcends forward and outward much faster. So the two coincide, and I feel like teaching is a true calling for me. So it fulfills a deep passion, but at the same time keeps me rooted in emergency medicine.
McCarthy believes Bergen's Paramedic Science program and faculty uniquely serve students.
Not only do we have state-of-the-art facilities in each one, so that's 10 programs that we have, we also have national leadership in our faculty. All of us are on national accreditation boards. All of us are serving as leaders within the industry. And so when you collectively place us in a room, Bergen has the insight of the future because we are the foresight for the professions.
Of course, in the community, the difference between EMTs and paramedics might not be obvious, but there is, and that's where Bergen's program can fill a void.
There is a significant difference, but both are equally important to the 911 first response system. EMTs have approximately 250 hours of education. Right here in our county, we have the EMS Training Academy, and they're actually a feeder to our program, which is the Paramedic Science Program. And paramedics have 2 years of experience of education, and we bring the emergency department to the scene of an emergency accident or illness. So the first 20 minutes of care that would occur in the emergency department is what a paramedic provides to a person who's called 911. The benefit of having a two-tiered system is if the patient doesn't require paramedic service, they can be transported to the hospital by EMTs alone, and the paramedics can free up for services that somebody may need and benefit from.
By focusing the program on EMTs seeking to advance their credentials and by stressing the backbone of general education classes, Bergen has created something no one else has.
I can't tell you how many of my colleagues from EMS education have taken a tour with me and literally stood at the end of the tour and said, "We finally landed it." And for so many years we were teaching out of closets and back classrooms that were handed down to us. But this is a state-of-the-art facility that really speaks to the leadership and also the commitment that Bergen Community College has.
In other news, October represented Bergen's annual Latino Heritage Month celebration. A month-long series of events recognized the contributions of Latino culture and history. Among those events were 2 keynote speakers, WABC Eyewitness News reporter Joe Torres and PepsiCo executive Ricardo Montanez. Torres said no matter where he goes, the bright lights of the TV studio dazzle.
When I go to a dinner, and you guys have been to 1,000 of these, I'm sure, and you sit at a round table with strangers that you don't know, and you have a conversation with them, and inevitably it gets to the point where, what do you do for a living? And this guy over here he's an auto salesman, and this guy over here is a stockbroker, and this guy sells insurance. And then they come to me and I say, I'm a television news reporter. 9 times out of 10, they want to know about my job, rather than me knowing about how to sell cars, how to trade stocks. Not that that's uninteresting or unimportant, but I think a lot of people would agree, yes, what I do is fun.
Meanwhile, Montanez, who rose from a janitor to an executive leading PepsiCo's multicultural sales and community promotions, told students his inspiring story and encouraged them to strive to succeed.
This is what I want to tell you. Fall in love with yourself, because when you fall in love with yourself, there's a freedom to be yourself. Not have to worry about anybody giving you permission. Sometimes when I'm speaking to thousands, I always sense, you know what, there's somebody in the room that, you know what, you want to be great, but you feel that you need somebody's permission. I'm here to tell you, you don't need anybody's permission to be great. And if you feel like you need it, well, guess what? I'm here to give you permission. You have my permission to be great.
The month also featured a variety of films, bands, and a closing banquet. With all of this in mind, we thought it would be appropriate to speak with one of the highest-ranking Latino members of the college community. Luckily for us, we were able to bring in the highest. Visiting with us on set is Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Nadine Gonzalez de Jesus, to discuss the increasing Latino influence here at Bergen. Hi, Nadine.
Hello, Larry.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Just talking about Latinos, why is celebrating Latino heritage more important than ever? Even though we do it every year here at Bergen, why is there more of a focus on it than ever before?
Well, Larry, there are about 25.2 million Hispanics who live in the U.S. And out of those, 700,000 live in the state, in our state. Having said that, that's about 13% of the eligible voters for our state. So when you ask me why is it so important to celebrate Hispanic Month, it's a mixture of factors. Number one, we are the largest racial group that has the highest growth in the U.S. at this time. According to the Pew Research Center, Right now, we have about 1/4 of Hispanic students are in our public schools.
And this is reflected at the college. Talk a little bit about our Latino Hispanic profile here at Bergen.
That is exactly it. About a third, about 24% actually of our students are of Hispanic descent. That is anywhere between the ages of 18 to 35 is the age range of our students. Now, what I have issues with is that although more Hispanic students are finishing high school and more are enrolling in colleges when compared to their white counterparts, less students of Hispanic descent are graduating college.
And
less of them are completing college.
And that's the part that Bergen is really focusing on right now. We're trying to beef up that number, not just necessarily of Latino students, but minority students, whether they be Asian, whether they be African American. What are some of the things that we're doing to try and support minority students such as Latinos?
Well, right now we have a Success 123 grant. It was given to us by the Department of Education about 5 years ago through the Title V grant. Success 123 has an initiative other than the Success 101 course. We also have an initiative that is called peer mentoring. Through peer mentoring, what we attempt to do is to connect students who have been at the college for quite some time, for at least a year, and we connect them with our newer students that are coming in. In addition to that, we have now implemented Spanish and English workshops for students so that they're able to communicate with their peers in Spanish and be able to understand what it is that has worked for those who have been so successful as students at the college.
Bringing their families into the mix, trying to really, I mean, there's a common theme here, and the theme seems to be support, provide support. I mean, there's plenty of data out there that talks about why students succeed, and one of the reasons is support. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, well, in terms of the support, right now what we're doing, we are bringing in our families of the Hispanic students, and we're presenting to them our financial aid information completely in Spanish. According to research, it shows and it states that the Latino decision making in the home to go to college, it is inclusive of what it is that the parents think. It is inclusive of how connected the parents feel to the college. So in order for the college to form that bridge, to meet that gap in the lack of connectedness with our Hispanic students and their parents, we are attempting to conduct our workshops for financial aid in Spanish. Not only that, but we're also in the process of conducting a male progressive initiative, a minority male initiative. The intention of that is to connect students with mentors from the college community and also from the external community so that they can be advanced, encouraged, and the intention of that, the objective is to ensure that these students are successful and be able to complete their education at Bergen.
Right, so they come here, they take their classes here, they succeed here, and they graduate from here. We've talked about that at length. We did a bunch of stories on it last month, but that is the point. Not just to attend a community college, but to graduate from a community college. The outcomes of those students who do graduate are obviously much better. What are the students saying so far? What are the Latino students saying? Are they feeling empowered? Are they feeling that this is helping them? Are they exhibiting the signs that they are going to stick around and they are going to graduate?
Well, actually, qualitative comments from students right now, mainly our Hispanic male students, they seem to appreciate the fact that the college is taking a greater initiative and an emphasis on helping them succeed. Many of our Hispanic students have also come to my office and or written emails to inform me how glad they are about what it is that we're doing as an institution to make them feel part of the college community.
As you said, this is qualitative. We'll see the quantitative aspect of this down the road, and
That
we'll
is
see
correct.
how much of this really does work and how many of the Latino students do graduate. And if we can bump those numbers up, that's obviously a major goal of the institution. So thank you, Nadine, for coming by and talking about these initiatives today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nadine. Coming up after a short break, we'll take a look at other stories making news at Bergen. We'll be right back.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good? Oh, God. Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to Studio Bergen. I'm Larry Levanka. Next year, 20 high school freshmen will have the opportunity to enroll at Bergen Community College, sort of. College officials have joined with their counterparts from Bergen County Technical Schools to sign an agreement establishing the Applied Technology High School residing at the college's main campus. The 4-year high school program will allow students to earn college credits that can be applied toward an associate degree at Bergen, enabling them to enter the workforce as engineering support technologists or matriculate to a 4-year college to earn a bachelor's degree in a related engineering or technology field. Informational open houses will take place at both schools later this year, including one for members of the community, prospective students, and parents Monday, December 8th at 6 p.m. in Tech 203 at the college's main campus. Staying in that vein, Professor Rachel Wieland investigated the college's work with photovoltaic panels in this month's Sustainability Minute.
Hi, my name is Rachel Wieland, and this is Sustainability Minute. Today we have Roseanne Crisafi, the coordinator of Green Initiatives for Continuing Education. Today she's going to talk about photovoltaics. Thank you for being here, Roseanne.
Thank you, Rachel. Hello, everyone. I want to tell you today about some of our photovoltaics courses. We have some unique learning opportunities. Here's one of our photovoltaic panels. You'll see us sometimes outside in the springtime where we connect these and use them in some of our outdoor labs. I also want to tell you about a learning opportunity that we had recently at the Ramapo Bergen Animal Refuge. Many of our course participants arrived there on the site. We did a survey and tried to locate a future location for a new photovoltaic system. We had a great learning experience. There was a benefit to the shelter and to our students as well, because they got to have a field experience. And you can reach me if you'd like to find out more about this and other courses at 201-447-7863, or check us out on the web.
Meanwhile, in the college's continuing study of suburbia, Bergen hosted 2 events last month on the topic: Reviving and Refocusing Suburban Downtowns and Regional Economic Centers, and Visions of Suburbia, which focused on the topic through creative work. At the first event, a panel, including local members of chambers of commerce, discussed why successful downtowns have such a pull.
It's far more than a place for me and many people to do business. It's a place for everybody to get.
Meanwhile, Professor Kay Demetz discussed the misperceptions of suburban life through art.
They're supposed to reflect society, but also direct society, and they do. So that if you're saying art, all right, someone does a piece of art, it has to be the truth.
Future events will include Asians in Suburbia, Thursday, November 13th at 7 p.m. in the Moses Family Meeting and Training Center at Main Campus. With that in mind, let's look at some of the other events coming up in November. The Ridgewood Chamber Music Ensemble, Palisades Virtuosi, will visit Friday, November 7th at 7:30 p.m. in the Anna Maria Saccone Theater. Visit tickets.bergen.edu for seats. Bergen Community College at the Meadowlands will sponsor an open house for prospective students Wednesday, November 19th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the 1280 Wall Street West location in Lyndhurst. The Bergen Community College Foundation will host its signature event, the Medallion Awards Dinner, Friday, November 21st at 6:30 p.m. at the Rockley in Rockley. Also last month, the Bergen Community College Alumni Network recognized the contributions of 3 alumni, including 2 college staff members and 1 member of the faculty, at the 5th Annual Alumni Dinner, October 9th. The event recognized Honors Alumni Network founder Stephen Chung, Assistant to the Athletic Director Elaine Korinko, Vice President of Facilities Planning, Operations, and Public Safety William Corcoran, and Associate Professor Joe Sevo. Honoree Elaine Korinko, an alumnus and longtime employee, reflected on Bergen's positive influence on her life.
When I was reflecting on what I wanted to say tonight, my mind was flooded with so many memories. The common thread in those memories, and the thing that stood out to me initially as a student so long ago, was how much people at Bergen Community College went above and beyond to care about me and to nurture me.
Bergen's alumni outreach aims to reconnect graduates with the college through special events, career services, and ambassadorship. More than 48,500 students have graduated from Bergen since its 1965 inception. Meanwhile, Bergen professor Win-Win Key made headlines last month when she visited her native country, Myanmar, as an invited guest of parliamentarians and the Attorney General to lend guidance for those shaping national legislation combating a fractured educational system. Key provided expertise on the topic of inclusionary education and equality for all learners. The country's president will receive her findings. Key, recognized as the 2012 New Jersey Community College Counselors Association Award for Counselor Excellence honoree, serves as the advisor for the college's Alpha Epsilon Phi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, the honor society for 2-year colleges. On the topic of PTK, 225 students joined the ranks as part of the largest class in the college's history last month. The record number were inducted October 13th. With that in mind, leading PTK this year is our guest in this month's Student Success Spotlight, the group's president, Rhonda Richardson. Welcome, Rhonda.
Hello, thanks for letting me be here.
No problem. You've earned it. As the president of PTK, you are, in a lot of ways, the representative of the best and brightest here at Bergen, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about that responsibility as the president of PTK. Why lead the Honor Society of 2-year schools?
You know, it's kind of a struck of fate. I'm a giant nerd myself. I'll admit it. I always wanted to join the honor societies all throughout middle school, high school, all of them. It's something I always strived for. And then I got an email last semester asking for leadership positions if I wanted to run. And I went for it. And the past president, she convinced me to do the presidency, and I love it. It's a lot of work, and it's a big leadership lesson, but it's great, and I wouldn't ask for anything else.
So you've been working on a lot of things in the last few months. You've got a big week coming up, as a matter of fact. Let's talk about some of the things that PTK has been working on in the 2014 academic year so far.
All right. Well, throughout the year, we're focusing on a mental health aspect, trying to bring awareness to the community in this college. We're also focusing on student success and college completion rates. It's a student-run organization, and we're students reaching out to other students. So we wanted to bring our troubles, like of what we found in community college, and help the other students. So with student government, we created a series of workshops throughout October to bring students the success and resources that they need and the inspiration.
These are specialized workshops that speak to individual groups. Talk a little bit more about that.
We chose 4 different groups for the month to correlate with 4 different weeks. We connected these different groups: non-traditional students, veteran students, self-identified Black and brown students, and non-traditional students. When we connected them to the resources specified for them and connected with their groups on campus, like the Male Progressive Initiative and the Veterans Office, and we brought those people on board and figured out what these kids need. What do they need to succeed? And then we tried to get their families involved too, because families are such an important support network for students to push through community college and college in general and life.
And then part of this was also to connect it to service opportunities. For the veterans, I know that you guys participated in the Tough Mudder competition. How did you come up with those? I know there's an Alzheimer's walk too.
Yeah, we brought this service into each workshop to help those students connect more with the community and their fellow students and to the school in general. We thought it was a nice way to keep school from being just coming here and leaving. So get involved and make some friends while you're here. Get to know people, help the community.
You self-identified as a nerd before. Nerds are cool. There's nothing wrong with nerds. There seems to be a lot more at Bergen than there ever have. This year, I understand that there were more than 800 students eligible for PTK. It ended up that more than 200 ended up joining, but I mean, what does that say about the caliber of student here at Bergen Community College?
Students are really excelling. Bergen has a reputation of being a great community college, and that's why I'm here. And it does that. It's a great community college with awesome resources here, and students are taking advantage of it. And we see that with our numbers. They're trying to be successful, and Phi Theta Kappa is something where they can be successful. And it's really great.
Let's talk about personally. Why did you choose Bergen?
Why did I choose Bergen? Well, my parents went, well, my mom went here. She got a ultrasound license here, and my brother got a radiology. So I knew it was a great community college, and I moved in with my grandparents and came here. And then I found the aviation program. So it really has turned out to be just as great as I thought it would be.
So you're a Bergen legacy, huh?
I guess.
What do you think, kind of wrapping this up, what do you think makes Bergen's PTK chapter unique that you don't find at other PTK chapters across the state or across the nation?
Yeah, you know, we have conferences with other Phi Theta Kappa chapters around the nation and around the Middle States region and New Jersey, and we see such a diversity within our group and a passion for learning and what we're doing.
So thank you, Rhonda, for being here and being a great guest. Good luck with all of your initiatives going forward.
Thank you.
Okay, and that will wrap up this month's edition of Studio Bergen. Thank you very much for being here. For Bergen Community College, I'm Larry Levanka. Thanks and take care.